Hello everyone, and welcome back to another tutorial. I am Hijack and I'll be your host. This is the second half of a free art screen capture solution tutorial, a two-part tutorial, and we're going to concentrate on more advanced techniques to get your artwork out and to engage your audience using CamTwist. If you have not seen the previous tutorial, I suggest you go ahead and visit it. It has very valuable information, and we are continuing right from where we left off at the end of that tutorial, so it might come in very handy to watch. You'll be able to find the link to this tutorial on the description, and you will also find information inside a zip file that I have included as a download link. So continuing from where we left off. Here we have CamTwist and Corel. And in the last tutorial, we figured out how to use our video sources, the effects, and how to adjust the effects accordingly. There are a few more things that I would like to explain about this section, like for example saved setups. So you can go ahead and save setups and then have preset setups that you can call back to present your artwork. But we're not going to be doing that right now. We're going to go ahead and move on to the even more advanced features of CamTwist. So we can leave this as it is. We still have our preview window here. And we're going to go ahead and go up to Tools. And we're going to click on Studio. Now here we have CamTwist Studio. CamTwist Studio is pretty much CamTwist on steroids. You can do a lot more than you can with CamTwist alone, and it is a lot more flexible. It can get a little confusing to understand at first, but it should be very straightforward and very easy to use. So let's see. First off, let's start by studying each section of CamTwist Studio. Over here we can see in blatant plain color the green and the red preview window and program window. The preview window shows anything that you are about to show the public, while the program window shows exactly what the public is viewing at the time. This preview window out here is actually a copy of the program window right here. Whatever shows over here will show up on the preview window over here. Down here we have the button section. Over here you can see I already have a few buttons I've made earlier. I'm going to teach you how to make a button or two to show you the power and flexibility behind CamTwist Studio against CamTwist alone. Over here there's a few transition buttons. Over here is the window that shows us which effects we are using on which button. And over here is the window where we can change the parameters in each button. So with that said, let's get started. Over here I have a button for my webcam ready to go, so I'm going to go ahead and click it. And as you can see, the button turns green as soon as I clicked on it, and my webcam has appeared on the preview window over here. Over here in the selected buttons area, I have my webcam selected in green, and I have all the effects applied to my webcam. As soon as I click on a green button, it turns white and the preview screen turns blank again. Let's see, I have these other two buttons. This one's called Boom Cam, and it's pretty much my webcam as well, just turned into some ASCII art, and then with a kaleidoscope effect in it, pretty much. It's kind of simple stuff, but it sells the effect. Let's see, then I also have this other button called Mirror Text Tricks, which is a rotating text effect with a mirror effect in the middle, and some good old matrix digital effects. So moving on, I'm going to go ahead and teach you how to try to capture Corel and mix it in with all these other things that we have going on. So we're going to go ahead and click on New Button down here. And as you can see, a new button has appeared. It's up in our preview window. And it's also up here in our selected buttons window. I'm going to go ahead and rename it. I'm going to call it Corel Capture. I'm going to go ahead and move it to one side. Now we have our Corel Capture button ready. I'm going to go ahead and select the Corel Capture button. I'm going to click on Elements, and this nifty menu is going to pop up. I'm going to go down to Desktop Plus, and then click on Add. Now as you can see, since we had clicked on this button and it was green, it was up in our preview window. So as soon as we added our new element, or our new effect, the preview window displayed what the effect itself was doing. Okay, so if you've seen my previous tutorial, this should be pretty straightforward. But for the sake of it, we're just going to go ahead and go through it again. We have all these options that appear as soon as we click on Desktop Plus. And the first one is to choose whether we want to use this screen or any other screen we might have connected to this computer. Right now there is no other screen connected, so we're going to go with either main screen or this screen. They're both exactly the same screen. And we're going to say if we want to use a full screen or we want to confine it to an application window. So right now we're going to go ahead and confine it to an application window. We're going to tell it we want to filter out the untitled windows, and then we're going to tell it which window we want to capture. We're going to tell it we want to capture Corel Painter 12. We're going to click refresh, and then we're going to go ahead and select the capture area we want to capture. Now there's our bounding box. I'm going to go ahead and change the size of the bounding box to capture only Corel. And voila, there we go. Now this is pretty nice. I like how it looks, but I'm not entirely satisfied. There's a black line on the top, there's a black line on the bottom, and you know what? If this is going to be, I'm not really a perfectionist, but if this is going to be a live event, I don't really want my audience to see any errors. So for this situation, I am going to be a perfectionist, you know, because I want to keep my audience happy and not kind of like questioning, hey, what the hell is that, you know? So I'm going to go ahead and click on Elements once more. I'm going to type in the search bar, zoom. Here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and click on zoom. I'm going to click on add. And I'm going to go ahead down here to the zoom settings. And I'm going to tell it I want to zoom in a little bit to make sure that all the black is eliminated. And I have a nice smooth edge all around. Okay. Now, still, I like what I've got here, and I guess if I were going to be painting, this is all I would need, you know, for at the time, you know, displaying my artwork. But I'm not going to be painting. I'm going to be doing so much more stuff than that. So I'm going to go ahead and add maybe another element. We're going to go ahead and add city lights. And then I'm going to change the amount until I find what I like. There. I'm still not entirely happy with what I've got here. There's no motion, there's no actions, just static. So I'm going to go ahead and add yet another element. I'm going to go ahead and click on Old Movie. And I'm going to play with these parameters a little bit until I'm happy with what I got. And once I got what I like, I'm going to go ahead and go to this little section over here and click on Dissolve. Now as you can see, as soon as I click Dissolve, the Corel Capture button went from green to orange. It is orange only because it is currently selected. If I were to deselect it, it would turn red. It is red in color because the program window, or the output window, is also red in color, indicating that anything red is what the audience is currently watching. Anything in red is what the audience is watching. So do not remove it unless you're ready to remove it. As you can see, as soon as I deselected it, the Corel Capture selected button closed up. So with that knowledge, we're going to go ahead and move along. I'm going to click on my Boom Cam button. As you can see, as soon as I clicked on my Boom Cam button, our Corel Capture button went back to the preview window. That is because, as we explained earlier, the preview window displays the next thing that the audience is going to watch. If a button is red, it means that it's on the output window. It's on the program window. It's what the audience is watching. So it's going to show up on the preview window regardless, because you are building up a preview of what the audience is about to see. To resolve this issue, we're going to go ahead and click on our red button. As soon as I clicked on our red button, our Corel Capture button, it went from red to orange. When a button is orange, it indicates it is something currently in our output window that is about to be removed. So right now I have my boom cam as a green button, and we can see it on our preview window. And we have our Corel Capture as an orange button, which we can see on our output window or on our program window. I'm going to go ahead and click on Dissolve. As soon as I clicked on Dissolve, our Boom Cam button turned orange, and our Corel Capture button turned green. And as you can see, our Corel Capture went to our preview window, and our Boom Camera went to be the current output. Now with this knowledge, we're going to go ahead and mix a little. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the Corel Capture from my preview window. I'm going to leave my boom cam selected, and I'm going to click on my text button. Now as you can see here, I have my text button. I have rotating text with font of choice and the size and color. Then I have mirroring effects, and then I have a matrix letter effect, kind of scrolling digital effect. Well, I'm happy with this text, but what I would like to do is to be able to maybe make these two become one, you know, like maybe have this going on at the same time as this is going on. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on the boom cam. I'm going to turn red, and as you can see, since the boom cam is already on my output window and it is not orange, as in it's not going to be removed, it is showing up inside my preview window. So now all I have to do to mix them is go ahead and click on Dissolve, and there you go, they're mixed. Now as you can see, my boom cam button is turned red and my text button is orange, which leaves my preview window with only the boom cam ready to go because my text is about to be removed. Remember, orange buttons indicate items that are about to be removed from the audience's view. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Dissolve, and I'm back to my boom cam. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more mixing so you can see another example. Here is our Corel Capture, and I'm going to try and see if I can mix it with our text. Now as you can see, I have them both selected, but they are not mixing. All we can see is only the Corel Capture button. So this is an issue, because I want the effects, the matrixy effects and the text effects from one button, but I also want the footage from the other one. So what do? Well, this whole box section actually works in stacks. That's right, this is not really just a box section where whatever you put in here goes. This works in stacks as well. So whatever box you stack on top of another box will cause the images or sources in those boxes to sort of layer themselves one on top of another in the preview window. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to click on my text button, and I'm going to drag it above my Corel Capture button, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on it to turn it green. And now as you can see, both of them are mixing and both of them are working together. If I were to click on my Corel Capture button right now and turn it white, you would see only the items that I have selected. If I were to click on it again, you can see it adding itself to the preview. So I'm going to go ahead and get this ready to mix. I'm going to make sure that whatever I have over here disappears. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Boom Cam, turn it orange so that it is ready to disappear. And I'm actually going to go ahead and change one of these transitions to maybe a different effect, like the copy machine effect. And I'm going to go ahead and click on Effect, and voila, there you go. Now I have my whole Corel image matrixed out, and I'm going to go ahead and see what it looks like in the full screen. Well, there you go. I'm going to go ahead and escape. And well, that pretty much completes the second half of the free art screen capture solution tutorial. Please feel free to leave any comments or suggestions below. Also, don't hesitate to leave any links to your work, because I'm dying to see people use these methods, and I'm dying to see all sorts of cool new artwork coming out with simple techniques like these. Once again, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like or subscribe to get new videos. Hasta chao!